Hey, Dito, do you know what time it is?
It is time, KT, for a little.
Attack on Titan.
Eh?
Ooh. All right,
Alright.
so coming up in this episode, we get some Zentrani boy love action. Sado likes hugely cute, and Attack on Titan takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back. All that and more coming up in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the Ktdata Anime Podcast with Dito and Ktdata. The Ktdata Anime Podcast is brought to you by conventions. Check out ktdata.net for all our convention shenanigans from Anime Expo and Nerdtacular 2013. Just head on over to ktdata.net today. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ktdata Anime Podcast. I am Ktdata.
Dito.
And this is the book club podcast thingamajigger dooley thing that I do with Dito every 2 weeks. You're hearing some weird sounds. Oh, that's not good. Hold on.
Wait, before that and stuff, you guys check this out, dude. This is one of the coolest things I picked up from the whole Anime Expo. Ready?
Ooh. Artist Alley?
No, it's actually it's an ad from J-List.
J-List ad. Oh. All right, Dito. So, how are you doing today, my friend? Fresh back from Conventionville and all that good stuff?
Well, I've fully recovered, but I can't say as much for my girlfriend.
Ooh. You guys didn't do the nasty out there, right? Don't tell me. I don't really want to know. I really don't want to know. All right, so if you guys have never seen the Ktdata Anime Podcast before, the idea is you watch 2 episodes of 3 different animes, and then you come and listen to what Dito and I think about it and all those good shenanigans. And if you're watching live, you can comment along. So, Dito, shall we just jump into our first anime right now? I hate this theme. And our first anime with the most horrible intro song ever is Ginga Kikotai Majestic Prince, and it's brought to you by win that special someone's heart today with delicious octopus and squid. They're yummy, and especially the pickled innards. Oh yeah. Alright, so last episode, we have a full-scale attack on both ends, but the power difference is very noticeable. Go Team Mugaru! Or the Zentrani. Team Rabbits bond with each other and their pit crews, and we see the true face of the Zentrani or the Lamata. I'm still calling them Zentrani, because they are the Zentrani.
So, like we talked about before, there was that one anime that was basically a Gundam ripoff. So I'm thinking the Majestic Prince is a Macross ripoff.
Actually, maybe. Because I'm trying to think about it, and I actually do think that I swear I've seen some of like the tanks and stuff look really similar to the Macross designs, but I don't know.
You're still missing one thing.
A decent soundtrack?
That too. 2 things. Transforming robots.
Yeah.
Them into where they have exoskeletons.
We don't quite have...
Maybe.
We don't have transforming robots.
If they combine, I swear to God, I'm calling Voltron.
Green! Form the head, and I'll form the head. Something like that. I forgot how that goes. Wow, I am losing a taco credit left and right now for this. Alright, so what's interesting, though, is that Izuru, right? That's his name? Yeah. He actually saw one of the Lamadas, and he's a little shocked that they look like us. And what's even more interesting is the GDF is like, shh, don't tell anybody.
It's like, it's like Santa. You know, you don't want to tell them that he doesn't technically exist, but at the same time, too, you want to make that little belief still there. This has nothing to do with what we were talking about. Like, that is like some random comparison.
Did you just tell me that Santa doesn't exist?
Don't let KT know, everybody. It's between us.
Why do I keep getting presents every Christmas then?
Because race car.
Oh, but so like they kind of put a gag order on everybody, and I told you this is gonna happen right here. That Izuru finally meets the Theora, you know, that little platinum-haired girl that was running around away from him at the pool, and her bodyguard and whatnot, and they find out
Drew him into the pool.
Yeah,
Here.
into the 3D pool. I want a 3D pool, okay? I don't even like pools that much, but if I had a 3D pool, I'd do it. Yeah.
I call it a pool sphere.
Yeah, so they finally meet, and then you see this K just gets this dirty look. Can anybody say love triangle?
I could say jealousy.
I'm just saying, you know, love triangle. And Izuru's too clueless, like in some of our other animes, to even notice both of them. That's what I think.
Because he plays the hero part. The hero has to be clueless.
Oh, I just think he's way too into his manga. That's why.
So, yeah. He keeps on drawing.
That
and the funny thing is, too, they switch rooms now. You know, it's like before it was just like they all congregate in one room, and then they just kind of switch to the next one.
It's musical rooms. That's what happens.
It really is.
It's just what you do, man. Musical rooms. Who doesn't love some musical rooms?
But there's another thing, too, that now that they found out that our Zentrani are actual humans, in a sense, but not really. How would you want to explain that, KT?
I want to say that the Wugaru, they're pretty much going Attack on Titan on all the humans.
Yeah.
Because what happens is the Wugaru, they kind of are reaching their genetic limit, and they're not having a lot of variation on there. And this is, I think this is theoretical. At least I know it's theoretical. I don't know if they've proven this or not, but they don't have any genetic variation in their DNA. So what they do is they send out genetic material from them. That sounds really dirty, even now, to all these different planets, and just hope that they end up evolving into something different. And what they go do is go chomp, 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 and integrate that into their DNA so they can survive, or they end up dying off because they're running out of different genetic variations. And how you do that is go out, young one, and discover all the different things like that. And Earth is next on the buffet, and that's why they're coming on to Earth. And that's why Theora, she's like, I don't want them to eat humans. They're all, you know, chill peeps, right?
And to answer the question in the chat room, yes, but that's Kenny-Oki plush in my background.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of us have a Ryo-Oki.
Yeah, he has a Fuka.
Fuku.
Fuku. I'll give you a Fuku.
Yeah.
This is Fuku.
Yeah. And then, you know what's funny, though? When Theora's kind of explaining things, and I'm noticing the backgrounds, I'm like, what is going on with the Mac OS 10 backgrounds? I'm like looking like that one was for Snow Leopard, or that one was for Lion, that one's for Mountain Lion. It's like, couldn't you just find a different galaxy or something to use it, and you had to just use the exact same one?
Yeah, it saves cost. As we're talking earlier about anime.
Yeah. So, Tito, you want to talk about the boy love in this anime right here?
Okay, so apparently if the Wagaru finds their hunter, or sorry,
the
their
only one for me.
Anyways, yeah, so what was his name?
Jaiku? GR?
ZR, yeah, ZR tend to have a little crush
He's
on
not,
Izuru.
no, he's just getting obsessed, you know, with Izuru.
I'm gonna call him his crush, because that now he's saying that's his target, and since there's 5 of them, and luckily there's 5 generals, they all gotta have to pick their own targets now. So it could be some mad BL going on.
Dude, are you like totally into the BL? Should we do free for the next season, Akita? Because you want B-Love all around the place?
Send all comments to ktdata.net, please.
Kita. You don't even know our own email. I'm hurt. But no, so yeah, you're kind of saying that all the minion or all the different generals are lining up to see who pairs up with who. And I was gonna ask you, who do you think is gonna match up? I think the short one's gonna go and attack. What's her name? The short one.
God, I don't know her name.
I have it right here. It's gonna go after Takami. Yeah, that's her. Takami.
All right.
On there. And you know what I actually just realized right now? Takami and Chi-chan, pretty much the same character. I'm just saying.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. And I think Asagi's it's that sniveling one that we saw in the episode that was kind of trying to talk behind the G-Art's back. I think that those two are gonna pair up. For Kay and what's the other dude's name? You think we write these down, right? And
we think we write all these people's names down. We don't.
And Suruga, I don't know who they get because I think there's more generals than that. But
well, so the old guy general, like the veteran, I think he's gonna go up against Kay.
I don't know. Kay might get the chick, you know.
No, I think
even all that out.
No, the other one will because he's so like infatuated.
He's gonna fall in love with her.
Yes,
and then
because remember, it's
make
like
out
Macross.
in space. Make out in space.
Remember, it's just like a Macross. One does fall in love with the enemy.
I'm not gonna call it Macross until they get a decent soundtrack, and so far I'm not impressed. Oh, so it's gonna be interesting to see. And then
we have season 2 coming up.
Yeah, so
the second half of the season.
Yes, so that means this will be included in our summer Ktdata anime podcast. And unfortunately, I don't think this next anime is going to be included in the summer.
Unfortunately.
And our next anime is Hataraku Maou-sama, or The Devil is a Part-Timer, and it's brought to you by
Haunted Houses. Japan, you're doing it right.
Yeah!
Last episode, we see Amida's spirit shots.
Pew, 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 pew.
Jane from Team Rocket makes an appearance with chicken.
Coughing!
And our phone companies hold long distance to a whole new level.
Hello, AT&T. I'd like to talk to you about your overage charges. Seems like you've gone 4 minutes over your overage charges, and now you owe us $468.
Not just that, too. It's transcending dimensions.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
4 minutes in another dimension, that's going to be about 4K. Thank you very much. How would you like to make your installments?
We take liver, we take body parts, and also soul sacrifices.
Soul sacrifices, please.
What's interesting is what's her face? Amy's coworker is playing busybody now, and trying to discover what's going on between the two lovers. Or
it's the nosy mother-in-law.
She has to know, and so what I love is that Aisha, he actually comes up with this crazy story about how they were working in rival construction and staff management companies. And I'm hearing him describe this, and I'm like, I want to watch this anime. Why isn't this a real anime?
They can call it Maui.
Like, I'd love it, you know? It's the story of a startup trying to fight the big corporations.
But in turn...
Oh, come on. Look at what we're watching right now. We're literally watching a McDonald's ripoff try to fight it off with a Kentucky Fried Chicken ripoff. Why can't we see construction companies battling it out?
Why not? I mean, we saw the battle between Pizza Hut and KFC from Code Geass.
I know, and like, people watch Real Housewives of Miami or Texas or what, I don't even know. So why not an anime about construction?
I was going to say something else for this current animes releasing, but I'll say it another day.
You're going to talk about Free again, right?
No, I was going to say...
Again with the boy love!
If they can make an anime about construction, why they're making an anime about pastures and like dairy farming.
Mo.
Yeah, there we go. Let's have Home Depot versus Lowe's.
Yeah. But actually, we have to think of fake names on there. So let's see. What will we do? What we call Home Depot? We would call it
House decorate.
No, we call it Rome Depot, and then Lowe's would be Highs.
Highs and lows. Got it. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what's funny, and we find out that Aisha has a price. What's his price, Tito?
Free fast food. Well, you gotta think too. It's like he's an underling, and his groveling knows no bounds. I guess you could say. Anything for his master.
Oh, his wonderful master, and Chi-chan. She likes to tell people these really cool things. Like, did you know hamburgers are boneless?
Tuna burgers.
Yeah, tuna burgers are that. Well, hamburgers in general are boneless.
100% boneless.
When was the last time you had a McRib that actually had a real rib in it? Never. It has pink slime in it, but
there was that one time when the chicken McNugget had the chicken head in it.
That's not a bone though; it's its head.
It's a bone. Skull's a bone.
It had the whole head in it though. There's meat and
it was
everything on it.
It was a bone. It's considered a skull.
Fine, if you want to say that, but I said McRib.
Yeah, the rib's a bone.
We all know the chicken McNuggets are just cardboard anyway, so.
No, it's what they do is they take everything that tastes of chicken, mash up into a paste, and throw it into little things. Because like chicken fingers. But chickens don't have fingers.
But the good thing about it? It's monopoly time right now at McDonald's, so you get the chicken McNuggets, you get 2 pieces on them.
This is when America gets 10 pounds fatter.
Could win $1 million if you buy a Big Mac.
Yeah, or spend the money trying to get you thin again.
Oh.
Go to Gold's Gym now and you get their exclusive membership for $1 million to get you and lose 20 pounds. Yeah. Anyways.
What's funny though, Dito, I didn't really expect this anime to have this, even though I don't know why, considering how much fan service is in here. Do you want to say it together, Dito?
Ready?
All right. Beach episode! You know that's a favorite here at the Kita Anime Podcast, beach episode. Looks like Mao, he's 110% and whatnot. He gets pawned off to another McDonald's to help out over there. And while he's over there, everybody else decides to, let's go to the beach. Well, all the girls decide to go to the beach. Aisha decides to, let's go to the water closet. That's a nice vacation over there in the water closet.
Yeah, it's like a amusement park.
There's water that runs.
You can sit down.
It can be a haunted house.
Oh, that was so a horrible image.
But so we've discovered a couple episodes back that Mao, he can actually get some power from fear, and what a better place than an actual haunted house. So it looks like right next to where his McDonald's is, there's a haunted house that's like famous. So he's like, oh, maybe I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, get his social status elevated for helping out, and maybe get some power so they can return eventually back to Ente Isla, right?
You would think so, but since Emmy and them kind of figured the same thing too, they decided to check out the haunted house, and thinking,
no,
that bad.
Chi-chan did not want to check that out.
No, they did though.
She wanted to check Mao out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.
That's
visit.
true.
I'm gonna go visit you in my scantily clad swimsuit, and she's only 16.
Only 16.
But Emmy, she looks all mature on there. But you know what's funny though, when Chi-chan went to go visit Mao at the restaurant, I couldn't help notice the muscle head right behind her. He's like, yeah. I'm like, That ain't natural. You using steroids.
It's not natural at all. I mean, and I love how they never moved. Like,
Yeah, they're just like, it's a static image, and like you see his head and he's like smiling.
yeah, it's just like
I'm like, did The Rock just get paid to be in this anime somehow?
no, the Rocket.
Because
It looked better if he had tattoos.
Oh, seriously, have you seen The Rock?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I can believe it if he ran through a brick wall and like broke the wall.
I think I can believe it if he decided to run through a bus.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting about this episode though that we're talking about? See Sparky, she likes the burger sizes. Sparky, do you like the what was it? The big rig, or do you like the
Big Mag? It's the Big Mag.
Yeah, the Big Mag, or the what was the other one?
Double quarter.
Yeah,
no, double pounders.
Yeah, double pounders.
Oh, 1 pounder McBigs or something like that.
On there. But you know what's interesting about this episode is that Mao actually becomes a secondary character in this whole entire episode, and it's all about the girls.
Which is the funny part too, is just because like you're watching them like having a girls' night out, girls' day out, and I think it's just funny you're seeing them kind of acting more like girls and saying like, oh, here is
instead
like,
of these magical creatures from a different world that are hell bent on killing each other.
Not magical, very mythical.
She's half angel. Aren't angels
mythical.
magical?
They're mythical. Angels are mythical.
Yeah, but they talk about magic. She takes magic energy shots.
Yeah, spirit shots. It's it's like if Goku had a spirit bomb, he would take one of those, so it saves him 5 episodes. Anyways,
I really wonder if anybody actually gets my reference and go pew pew. Probably not. But and so like yeah, it's pretty much about girls hanging out at the beach, and they're like, well, I guess we have to put Mao somewhere in here other than working at the McDonald's. So just randomly, a monkey comes out.
Happened to be named Sado.
Yeah, Sado. And
or Sado, sorry.
Steals some keys, gets friendly with Chi-chan, and lets go a couple alligators. And yeah.
But why not? You know,
yeah.
I mean, like, you have alligators scaring people in a pool, so why not just, use just a bit of that fear to repress them a bit?
Yeah, and then so, like, this is the most interesting thing is, like, I don't think Mao's ever going back to Entre Isla, because every time he gets some kind of magical power, he ends up using it.
Like, all of it. Like, he doesn't let it completely dry up, but just enough so that he can use it and be done.
Yep.
That's the funniest part. That's the funniest part about him. You're like wondering, what is up with this guy?
Yeah, and then I wonder, speaking of what is up with things, and like, what is up with this anime here? And our next anime is Attack on Titan, or Shingeki no Kyojin, and it's brought to you by Titan Stomach Acid. Take a swim in it today. Alright, so last episode, the squad is out of gas. They retake back the base, and Eren is back. Bigger, badder, and naked. Wait, what? Oh, wrong anime. On there.
Not far from the truth.
Yeah. He was clothed. He's wearing the same clothes that he was before, minus the 3D gear.
Minus his bigger...
His jacket.
Jacket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pants and jacket. Anyways.
Jacket. Blink-182 album. So, we finally see Eren's back. And what's interesting, though, is he has no idea what has happened in the past 4 episodes.
Nope. Matter of fact is that all he remembers is being in the stomach of a Titan, being really pissed off, and that's about it.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, why isn't a Titan stomach acid more acidic than that? He's like waiting around in it.
I think that's mostly the blood. We talked about before, like, in animes like this, every character has like 5 gallons of blood pressurized. I think they just got all released at once in that stomach.
I don't know. You got to have some stomach acid to break things down.
I don't think it's breaking down very much.
Well, what I discovered though is I don't think these titans have gag reflexes because you see all the whole bodies down there.
I'm not going to say that. You all could just take that and run with it.
Well, speaking of traumatizing things, we also see a flashback where Aaron's dad attacks him with needles.
Oh yes, don't forget the needles.
Yeah, and I'm like, shot. No?
Yes,
He's supposed to remember the key. The basement. The basement.
Oh yes, that's right. I was just focusing on that needle.
The
The
basement.
basement. Yes.
Of
your bike was
course
at the
they would have these
basement of the
nasty
Alamo.
looking needles. You know, that needle's really like meant for a horse or something.
Not just a horse. It's meant for many other things too. At least it was a clean needle, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna go shooting up whatever that's in that vial.
So minus all these flashbacks and stuff, we finally get back to reality. And once Aaron comes to, he realizes that the entire army now has cannons, swords, and weapons all pointed at him.
A really loud colonel.
Yes,
or corporal. Sorry.
crazy thing. And so they're about to attack. And then so they fire a cannonball at him. And what happens there though is Aaron kind of half forms his Titan form and blocks off the cannon. So there's all this steam and stuff. And for the next 15 minutes of this episode happens in exactly 20 seconds in the anime.
Yeah. So we call this the DBZ syndrome because anyone who's ever seen this knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, and this actually brings me to the point where they like literally spend this. This was the episode I realized that this anime is so good at hardly progressing the story whatsoever, but keeping you on the edge of the seat the entire time. Like literally, we are on episode 7 of the Defense of Trost. Most animes would have finished this in like 4 episodes, so we're like almost double the amount of episodes already.
Yeah, episode 9 and 10 in the series that's supposed to be going on all the way to the full season, and then we're only like seeing that Aaron comes back as a Titan, gets shot at by cannons, blocks it, and now has to plead for his life.
Yeah, like literally from here, it's barely has started. Like think about it. We've watched 10 episodes of this anime right here, and there's really barely any progression until now. You know, we've only seen them lose and lose some more and feel depressed and feel depressed. 10 entire episodes of this, and I'm actually surprised that there hasn't been more people kind of outcry going like, what is going on? Why are they dragging this? Why isn't this story at least moving somewhat? This has all been just exposition, really.
And the one thing I was trying to get at right now is that you have Aaron, and I thought that where the whole season or the whole thing's going to shift because Aaron's like, I'm leaving the wall. So then you think that he's going to just like abandon everything about the society, abandon his ranking, abandon the army, and then go off to the basement.
And then what do? They pull you back in. See, seriously, nothing has happened yet.
Yeah. Instead, they have Armin go out there and plead with them, saying that he's not a threat.
So this is a good point. Yiwei Zhang asks, what makes Titan such a great show if things are so slow? This is where, you know, if you actually follow the story, hardly anything has happened. But the reason that why we keep doing, because this is exposition. Exposition is usually kind of boring stuff, you know, the character backgrounds and whatnot. But they've presented it in such a way where you just keep getting drawn back in, because what they do is they give you this slight glimpse of hope, and then you're like, oh, maybe things are going to change now. Totally crush it, and then they do it again about 4 times now.
Yeah, they keep on doing it every single time. Like it's like, oh, here's the wall. You know, it's like, oh, here's your army itself. You know, we have the episodes of seeing Aaron growing up, becoming like a soldier, and then that wall gets attacked, and then he gets eaten.
Yeah, and then like even this episode right here, you know, we get Aaron back, and you're like, oh, this is finally gonna change. People are gonna like, oh, we can use this guy as a weapon and stuff. And we spend 2 entire episodes where the entire army is pointing guns at him.
Pointing swords, guns,
yeah,
cannons,
and you know, it's like
and attitude.
It's like you take 1 step forward, but you take 2 steps back every 2 episodes. You know, no, it's not even Game of Thrones-ish because you don't. That's the thing is, it's still the story about the main 3 guys. You know, everybody else is pretty much cannon fodder at this point.
That's how it is too. Even they give him names, they give him rankings, they give him like actual personalities itself, and then they just kill them off because that's how this is what they do. They keep on like, all right, here's some hope in everything, and then they crush it.
Yeah, see, because that's a little bit different than in Game of Thrones, where they get you to like the characters and you're like, oh, the story's going to be about this character. Then George R. R. Martin's like, no, this story is not about this character, and kills them off. So you know, and the story actually progresses. Let's keep in mind that Aaron has not left the wall this entire time. 10 episodes, they've only retreated back, but they have not, you know, done any kind of offensive things until these previous 2 episodes right there. Yes, and that was more defense than anything else.
The closest he's got to getting past the walls on top of it.
Yeah. And, you know, they even have more exposition right here where in these episodes, they kind of explain finally what the Recon Corps are. For once, because you know you hear about how they're so cool, and you know they're kind of the front lines and stuff, but we haven't seen them in this attack. And it turns out that's because they were kind of out and about.
They be killing. Yeah. They be killing lots of Titans because they.
Well, only 2 of them really are. Everybody else is like, yeah.
What you mean the crazy abnormal?
The one dude that spins like a top to kill everybody, and
Levi.
And then the crazy scientist lady with the thick glasses.
Woo! Yeah. KT's favorite.
Why not? I like crazy scientists. Crazy scientists are awesome. On there.
No, Evangelion is still depressing as hell just because of all the innuendos they put into it about like thought processing, religion, and just there
are classes taught about the philosophy behind Evangelion.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. You pick up a lot of different things from that. It's not that deep. It's not that depressing.
It's not as depressing. It kind of is depressing if you really want to. Depends on how you look at it. But the one thing about Eva that just gets me just so like talking about it is when I meet someone else who knows about it.
But I don't want to kill Eren though. Throughout all of Eva, I just want to punch Shinji.
Everybody agrees with that. Shinji must be punched in the face and then
multiple times.
He must have his balls ripped off and put into his throat to choke him. That's the only way to kill him.
Anyways, we've Eren. This is actually a great episode for what's his face, blonde kid dude, Armin, on there because we actually see him do something. He's actually able to convince somebody about things, and he finally gets out of his stupid emo phase. Unlike Shinji, who never gets out of his stupid emo phase.
His father complex.
Yeah.
He doesn't love me.
Yeah. So, they finally get it, and then we see the bald general dude finally step out, because I'm like, where'd he go? It doesn't take that long to get from the far to this wall outwards.
Actually, I think it does, because in this episode there's one thing that's made very clear is the distance between the walls, because at first I thought it was just like from one side to the other you see the walls and everything, but in reality that's just like a little nook in the wall that extends for miles.
You said nook.
I said nook. I didn't say nookie.
But so they finally get a plan. I'm not going to tell you what the plan is, because just watch the show. You'll find out. And besides, we'll be talking about it in the next 2 episodes anyways. Because, again, they do this stupid thing where there's hope. And I bet you these next 2 episodes, they're going to be like...
It's going to get crushed.
Yeah. On there. So, that's actually all we have for this episode of Kita Anime Podcast. I don't know where the time went.
Seriously. It went into 6 animes.
I don't know, but it's fun. It flew by. This is what I hate about this show, is that time flies really fast.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. And
there.
then I don't know how to explain it with KT here though.
I don't know. I'm a party pooper anyways. But if you guys heard anything on the show that you don't agree with, or if you agree with, shoot us an email at kita@ktdata.net, or leave us some comments on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ktdatanet, or on Google Plus, just search for Kita Anime Podcast, or on Twitter @ktdata. You can find us almost anywhere on there, even on Pinterest. I think I updated the board, but yeah, even on Pinterest.
You really?
You can also check us out if in the chat room. You saw us talking to people in the chat room over there. Big shout out to everybody at OSN for being in the chat room, and Sparky. Come on, just one date. So we do it every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. ish, maybe later, usually later. And you can go to live.kickcast.net, or oops, actually that actually works. It's ktdata.net/live. Both of them actually link to the same page. And our next episode will be July 30th. So hopefully we'll see you there. Oh, sure. Just say you're eating snacks. Yeah. You were nodding in agreement.
Her snacks are more important than you, KT. What are you going to do about that?
But again, like we said at the top of the show, Dito just got back from Anime Expo. Make sure you guys pay attention to ktdata.net, right, Dito?
Yes, and also check our Facebook page too. I did post a few pictures there, and you'll get up my quick write-up too on it, because that is 3 days of absolute fun where I went to go see the Visual K concert and also meet up with the band Cell.
Yeah, and I got back from Nerdtacular. Make sure you check out that special Kickcast, because Dito, did you know I got to interview one of my podcast heroes, Tom Merritt, about stuff. So I'm excited.
Thanks.
It's freaking Tom Merritt.
Yes.
So make sure you guys check that out. It's on. I released it actually 2 days, so you can find it on ktdata.net. It should be near up the top right there.
Before anything, KT, you got to give Sparky her plug.
What plug? I totally forgot. What? You don't put it in the show notes. I don't remember.
You're supposed to give a special thanks to Sparky, who also admins our Facebook page.
Yes. Special thanks to Sparky for, helping out on our Facebook page and over at Anime Expo. Represent ktdata.net and bringing all the people in and stuff. You want to know why I don't remember these things? Because I'm just waiting for Sparky to write yes in the chat room. She's distracting like that.
Yes, so it's... Once again, send your emails to kita@ktdata.net to make sure that Sparky and KT do go on their date.
Yeah. Or leave it on the Facebook page so you can see it. I'm going to cry. And yeah, that's... Oh, wait. Before I go, make sure you guys go to ktdata.net. Look at my Pacific Rim movie review, because giant robots! You guys don't... seriously, giant robots!
Well, here's the good news right now, KT. We just hit our 100 like mark in Facebook. Yeah.
Pay attention to the Facebook page, guys. Giveaway coming soon. All right, Dito. Thank you. It's always a blast having you here. Time flies. And thank you guys in the chat room. Thank you guys at home. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.